Hello folks, today we're going to be talking about haunts and hangs in the Swamp of Souls. Haunts and hangs are set locations the Games Master can introduce to flesh out the map. These locations have been an ongoing event that defines the area they're set in. Either a corrupted soul jar has been hung there and the whole area has been warped in a unique and chaotic way, or a powerful spirit haunts the area and it's been unable to pass on due to the heavy misery of the swamp that holds spirits there like a lodestone. These locations have found their way into the lore of the land and can easily be added to the many story arcs found within the swamp. They are a way of quickly adding a meaty challenge to an ongoing story arc. For example, a ghost elf shaman will help the party if they cleanse a nearby haunt, or an adventurer with a valuable journal has disappeared while investigating a hang, known as the Stump. And a bounty hunter hires the party to help find out what happened to him. So this hang that I call the Stump, I've designed to capture players, trap them, and give them a bit of fear because I'll see what's happened to past adventurers who have been trapped by the Stump. A soul jar has spent many years sitting on top of this old stump, found deep in the young swamp. The stump has an old rusted axe embedded in it. The soul jar has rested there for so long that the stump has grown around it and absorbed the soul's life. So the stump's roots stretch throughout the grove, and these have ensnared anyone foolish enough to step foot in this grove. Once the roots have grabbed a prospector, the poor victim is dragged down into the soft earth to die and feed the evil stump. When attacked, the stump will raise these long dead skeletons, undead, back into the grove, using its roots to move the undead protectors in combat like gross puppets. There can be a number of hooks, like one of these undead prospectors that fell victim to the stump might be a long lost friend or family member of one of the players, and they've been investigating what happened to them in the swamp. So kind of a horrible thing to find out, but this long lost friend, family member, was dragged down into the swamp to die. Or it could be as simple as a prospector knowing that the powerful soul jar is there and hiring the party to help retrieve it for him, where they can sell it to the Heron folk monks for a good bit of coin. At the moment I'm saying 200 gold pieces, but I've got to balance this economy still. So the combat encounter goes like this. The only way to stop the stump is to remove the soul jar embedded deep within it. And this isn't as easy as you might think because the stump is immune to magic and poison damage. I just want to avoid people standing at the edge of the grove and just blasting it till the stump is destroyed and the soul jar falls out. The only way to break it open is with a heavy axe or maybe a mace or some other bludgeoning instrument. There happens to be a heavy axe embedded in the stump, so if they get to the stump they can pick up that heavy axe and it deals a base of 1d8 slashing damage plus your strength modifier. The stump only has 20 health and an armor of 8, and when you reduce that stump to 0, it exposes the long trapped soul jar. And removing it defeats the stump, and any undead protectors it still had in control of fall to the ground as lifeless corpses. Now on its turn, with an initiative of +6, pretty quick for a stump, it can raise up to 1d4 protectors from the sodden earth, and it's able to control up to 6 at a time, and they all attack on the stump's turn. The stump can move each protector, these undead puppet skeletons, up to 50 feet with its roots, so they're pretty quick, flying all over the battlefield, and they will always attack whoever's closest to the stump. The stump's protecting itself. Even if that means they take an opportunity attack by removing themselves from some of the further people way to focus on someone getting near the stump. And these protectors, they can be destroyed by normal means, they're not immune to magic or piercing damage. And once killed, they're destroyed. They can't be raised up again. And what I've done is I made a little table of some of the undead adventurers or helpless people that wandered into this grove, just to give them a little bit of a feel. So I'll put that up here. I've got people like Dravid Darkscar, and all he can do is just continuously fire fireball cantrips up to 100 feet, dealing 2d6 damage. He was an unfortunate wizard that was captured long ago, and now he's just this skeleton covered in a tattered robe with a long wispy white beard still attached to his skull. And then there's another one, Lilith Lorne, and she's a dual wielding rogue who'll backstab anyone dealing with the other undead. You've got to watch out with her, big damage. Then I'll put in some sort of almost comedy weak ones. There's a goblin that just wandered in far from his tribe, and he's only got 8 health and hits you with a bone club. And then there's another one that could be quite visually freaky. It's just this mass of mangled skeletons wrapped in a web of roots, and it crushes its opponents on its turn like a huge bone spike morning star, doing a lot of crushing damage. And that one's just flailing around the battlefield. So yeah, I'll leave this list up, have a look through it, come up with your own list. You can throw in old adventurers that your party maybe used to have. I don't think they'll like that, but yeah, come up with your own stuff. And then the scary part is, as a bonus action, the Stump can ensnare anyone within 90 feet with a root that snakes out from the ground. If this root hits, +6 to hit, it deals a little bit of crushing damage and attempts to ensnare the player, and that's a grapple check. It's athletics +6 versus the player's athletics or acrobatics. An ensnared opponent is immobilized on its turn, so it gets 0 feet of movement and disadvantage on attacks and ability checks, including escaping this root. So it's a scaling danger. On the Stump's next turn, the root continues its 1d6 crushing damage, and it will drag the player deeper into the soft, swampy ground. This is another contested athletics check, remember at disadvantage now for the player. A failure drags the player 3 feet underground. So if you're a halfling, you're in a little bit of trouble. If you're a giant, you've got a bit of room to work with. Once the player's head is underground, they take 1d10 damage each turn, plus that crushing damage. So if this happens, it's really the other members of the party should be trying to destroy this root that's grabbed someone. And the root can be attacked. It's only got an armor of 12 and 20 health, and destroying it will release the ensnared player. But there could be all these distractions going on while you're trying to get to the Stump and freeing other players, as well as dealing with these undead puppets all flying around. So yeah, test your party out with this challenge. I think it'll be very difficult for a level 2 party and quite easy for a level 4 party. But that's just me thinking in my head, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And as I said, the soul jar probably sell for around 200-250 gold in this economy, and then it leads you to going to the Heron Folk monks, or maybe there's a power-hungry necromancer who is seeking such trapped souls, and that's sort of giving me an idea for a new NPC, which might be the next episode. And they could be hiding out in dusk, and could turn into a possible patron who has her own dark ambitions. But yeah, let me think on that, and you guys try out this adventure, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you for the next one as we continue building the Swamp of Souls. I've got a Twitch channel if you're interested in watching me draw or play games, and yeah, we're going to be starting a Discord where I'm hoping ultimately we can play Dungeons and Dragons in the Discord, but small steps first. Catch you guys later. Bye.